Hey, Lee Rost here, the Go Peddler. I've been asked several times to make a how-to video on how to install Cidli rods. So I'm going to do that today. This applies to GTR torsion rods, front and rear, or a riot. So I have the tool, I have the parts, and I have the tools that I need to make the tool work. So I'll try and get through this all at one time, make it easy for everybody. First thing is the Cidli rods. They come from DDM, they have sharp edges on each end. So normally the first thing I do is chamfer the edges right off so it's rounded. And that just lets them slide in a little easier. It doesn't get caught up on the horn of the tool or anything else that way. So let's go ahead and do this. I have a front fork to a GTR. This is a horn. That's what it's called, a horn. It has about a 1-inch long nut in it, and we want to thread this rod halfway into that and still be able to thread this rod halfway into that nut as well. So what I've done is I've made a mark on my horn where the nut starts to thread, and I know personally that it's 20 revolutions from beginning to the end of that nut. So I'm going to spin this on 10 times. Okay, that now is halfway into that nut, leaving me the other half of the nut for this threaded rod to go into. But before I do that, I want this nut slides in and out of this. And what I want to do is I'm going to tap it on the ground to seat this plastic horn against here. And then we're ready for the installation. So all I'm going to do is tap this on the ground till it pops up to here. And there we go. It's already there. So now I know I'm halfway into that nut, and I'm going to put this rod in. I'm just going to set it there for now. I'm going to take my rod holder, put my rods in it, and you know, the old rods used to be a little thicker and they fit right in this thing, but the new rods are thinner and they're just not as good, as thick, so they don't stick in there. So what I want to do is push it on here while it's in the center, and then push these rods in just like that. So now there, I just want to make sure I got two popped out. So I want to make sure they're seated back in their holder. And they are. Okay, so now this thing's in there, but it's in there really sloppy. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a socket, which is obviously smaller than this too, so I can get it started. Whoops. It'll help if I put it on in order. And that washer just keeps this block from splitting. So you put the nut on. That should hold it there. I have an impact, and all I'm going to do is hold this thing up and impact it in. Now, what I want to do is look inside here and see how they're all bunched up. So you just take a little screwdriver. I'm going to use the spark plug tool, and I'm just going to pop them up into the corner. Boom. one goes up there. There we go. Whoops. That one not cooperating. Okay, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, they're all there. So I'm gonna spin this back around. So you can see what's going on here. And I'm just gonna keep tightening this thing. Okay, that's as far as I can go with that socket. So I'm just going to pull this nut off. Put the next socket on. Same thing again. And this only takes about 5 minutes. I know everybody else's takes a long time for them. It took me a long time to get it down to this point. Impact it until I can't, my impact won't cover the nut anymore. And I'm gonna go in here and take this off, add another socket. And now, after I screw this down a little bit more, there'll be enough rod sticking out that I can add the longer tool on. The horn, I mean the extension. And that is as far as that goes with the impact. So now I'm going to take this nut off, if I can. Channel locks, just in case. Hold my socket because I got my nut buried into it. And there we go. So now we'll take the nut off. Take the 3 sockets off. Put my tube on. Put my washer on, which keeps it centered most of the time. And put the nut back on. And this will in fact drive this baby all the way home now. I'll have to use the wrench, but you get the idea. Now if you look, you can see it's drawing this rod in, which is compressing, drawing the horn in between the rods. See all the rods? On all 4 sides. So we're just going to impact it. Okay, that's as far as my impact goes. So now, I'm going to have to do the rest with the 3/4 inch wrench. And this is kind of the tough part. But, oh yeah, and you want to make sure this thing's in position. The 4 corners have to be facing the flats. So, that's it. And then, like I said, I'm just gonna tighten this down and that'll pull it in the rest of the way.